Meyers, what's the name of your agent?
I signed with Excel Sports, and I'm going with Jeff Schwartz. He's the basketball guy.
You just talked us through the decision at the end of your sophomore year, the thought of coming back, or going to the NBA, and how you came to the final decision.
You know, it was definitely a tough decision. I teetered back and forth, and I had a few people that I trust and have gained the respect of helping me with the decision. Brian Seiler was definitely a big part of it, along with the Seiler family. My mom, of course, and Kevin Walsh helped me through my decision. Coach Weber definitely helped me a lot, and especially Jarence as well. I talked to him, a few times about it, and it just came down to, I thought it was definitely the best decision for me and my family and my future. So, I went ahead and declared for the draft and preparing now.
What are current projections?
I'm sorry?
What order are you projected to?
I'm not really sure. I don't pay attention to all of that. I'm letting my agent handle all of that stuff. But, as far as a personal goal, I want to try to prove myself and make myself a lottery pick.
When did you know, Meyers? Was it during the season? Did you have a feeling of where you wanted to go, or what happened with Coach Weber? When did you?
I was, like I said, I was teetering back and forth. Some days I was like, all right, I'm definitely going. Then I would say, I'm definitely staying. Just with everything that happened, and like I said, for the best for my future, I decided to make the jump to the NBA rather than stay in college.
How much it helped your mom influence?
My mom and I have always been very close. A lot of people think she's just not there, but she is. I talk to her on the phone twice a day at least. With her health situation and, just for our future and my future, I felt like it was the best decision to leave.
What did Coach Gross say to you in the process, and what were your discussions with him like?
The day after he took the job, I came in and met with him. We had a good hour-long conversation. He was very open to me and, just willing to listen to what I had to say. He respected my decision that I made, and he had always just told me from the beginning that whatever decision I make, he's gonna accept that. And obviously he would have liked to had the chance to have me back, but he's happy for me to pursue basketball at the higher level, and I have a lot of respect for him, respecting my decision, and he's gonna do a great job here. There's no doubt in my mind.
So what happens now between now and June 28th? What are you doing?
I'm not planning. I'm finishing the semester, finishing out my classes because that's important to me. Education's always been important to me. When school ends and finals are over, I'll probably take a couple days, maybe go back to Robinson, and just maybe take a couple days to relax. But as far as workouts go, I'm working out 2 and 3 times a day. Working out every morning, weights, 6-7 times a week. And always getting extra shots up at night. But as far as leaving goes, after finals, I'm going to move to Long Island. My guys are in New York, so they're not going to put me dead in the city. But I'll be out in Long Island working out, preparing myself for the draft. While I'm out there, I'll be flying to, I'm assuming, probably 6 to 8 different teams and, working out for them. And then from there, we'll see what happens.
The last Illini guy to declare early, Jeremy Richmond, just what did you learn from him going through that process and being able to watch that, and how do you do things differently, or how do you handle that?
I would say our situations are very different. He was kind of going through his own thing on and off the court. He had a chance. Obviously, he had some downfalls with whatever happened off the court, but for me, I kind of just learned from him. He kind of went down a slippery slope. I'm just trying to stay as high as possible. With my workouts and working everything through my agent, and just becoming the best player I can be until the draft. Like I said, to try to become a lottery pick.
A lot of the boards say he's a project. It might take a few years. Do you term yourself a project? Do you think you can play right away, or?
With the NBA, it's obviously, the highest level of basketball you can play. Grown men, a lot of people say no boys allowed. It's going to be a tough transition for me, but definitely one that I can handle. Just like going from high school to college was, I think I'll be well prepared. As far as my first year goes, even a lot of the top 10 picks don't even get much time. But I'm just gonna find the best system for me, and my agent will definitely help me with that, getting the best fit for me. And I'm going to continue to work as hard as possible and try to prove to them that I'm ready. So I'm just going to respect the situation that I walk into and just work as hard as possible.
What do you think will be your biggest challenge at that level?
That's a good question. I would say, just dealing with the transition in itself, dealing with time management in a whole new, a whole different aspect of it, as compared to college, continuing to get better, which I will. There's no doubt about it. I've always worked very hard, and I'll continue to work very hard. But I'm jumping into a man's world, at an early age of 20. So, I think I'll be able to transition well. I have the right people around me. There's no doubt about that. With my agent, the Silers, my family, and my close friends. So, it'll be tough throughout times, and there's no doubt about that. But I think I'll be all right, and I'll be able to have a successful future.
Brother said you might take him along. Is that still the plan?
I'm definitely taking my mom with me. She does. We have some stuff, in Robinson, but as far as, leaving her, I can't do that. With her health and just giving her a, maybe just like a refreshed life, I guess you could say. She's been through a lot, and she's always been there for me, always given everything she's had to me, and kind of left herself in the dust. Not even in the dust, but she's always just given everything to me. So. As far as my brother goes, he may or may not move wherever I end up going. He may try to find a job, but he'll definitely come out there, for maybe like 2 weeks out of the month or a week out of the month, just to help me and help her. And so, I think our situation is good with, what's going to happen, but just got to see what happens.
Just 2 years ago, being at Robinson and all the success you had there, could you imagine yourself being here now after your sophomore year alone?
It's always been a dream of mine to play professional sports. Actually, when I was a really young kid, I thought I was going to play professional baseball. Obviously, that kind of went away. But, with my growth in basketball and all the time that I put in and the help that I had from Coach Weber, and everyone throughout everything, and my high school trainer, these trainers, just everyone that I could possibly be thankful for and that's been there for me. It's just been great, and it's going to continue to try to transition, and it's just a special experience, and I'm just very blessed to have the opportunity to even play in the NBA.
Can you summarize what the last 2 years at Illinois have meant to you?
It was an incredible experience, no doubt about it. I'll be an Illini forever. It's like everyone says, Illini Nation is everywhere. So, I'm not going anywhere. Physically I am, but just the spirit of the school. I've had a great experience here last year. It was a tough transition for me, as I've spoken before. Just with everything. I kind of maybe not let people down, but just didn't live up to my expectations. And I worked very hard after last season, and became a better player and just put a lot of time in. And with my sophomore season, I felt that I had a decent season, and with the help of the coaches and just everyone around here being positive and trying to just allow me to be the best player that I can be, I made another big step. And obviously with my decision that I made a few days ago, I'm deciding to leave for the NBA, and so hopefully I'll get the right fit, and I'll continue to grow as a man and grow as a player. I was at the Masters this weekend. It was a special experience. There's no doubt about it. One of my best friends, he's always been a golfer, and I called him and I said, I've always been a little interested in golf, but just as a sports fan, it was phenomenal. The course was amazing. Just seeing those guys and seeing how people appreciate it. Like if I go to a basketball game, everyone appreciates basketball, and I'm used to that. But going to golf and seeing people appreciate that, and like I said, just as a sports fan, to be able to go to something as prestigious as that was just amazing.
What's your handicap?
I have no idea.
Who's your favorite NBA team player growing up?
Player growing up?
And team?
Being from Illinois, I was always, either Bulls or Pacers. I went to a few Pacers game when I was younger, so they were always kind of there. And I thought Reggie Miller was awesome, but I'm most definitely a LeBron fan. He's unbelievable, and I've always just kind of watched him and thought he was a really great player.
You mentioned growing up wanting to be a pro athlete. When did you think it was more than a dream?
You know, people had seen glimpses of things in high school and, written things about me, possibly Meyers doing this. Meyers has a chance to do this. And, it was probably my senior year I had a thought of, maybe I have a chance of playing in the NBA. And then, freshman year, highly recruited and all that. And I, kind of had a sluggish year. So I'm like kind of doubting myself. Then I started working out and got the USA basketball invite and, continued to grow as a player. And I was like, I think I have a real opportunity, kept working hard. And, obviously I made a decision after this season to go to the NBA. So, I definitely thought, throughout times it teetered, but, I had glimpses of it in high school, then last year a little bit more, and then definitely throughout times this year I was, I thought I had a chance to compete at the highest level.
Looking back, how big of a deal was it that Coach Weber kind of pushed you on that USA basketball thing last summer?
Yeah, I walked into his office in the spring, and this was, I was kind of going through a downtime, just wasn't going through a good stretch of life, I guess you could say. I walked in and he said, Meyers, you got the USA basketball invite, and I told him I didn't want to go, and he was like shocked, and he said, what do you mean? And I said, I'm just I don't feel like I would even compete out there. And he said, no, we're going to turn this completely around. From then on, I was working out, similar to what I'm doing now, at least 2 workouts a day, just working on my game and, just trying to stay focused and work as hard as possible to make this team. I went out there and, I think I impressed a few people. I competed with the best of them out there, and, then after training camp, got the invite to be on the team, and, I thought I played pretty well throughout some games, and I had some down games as well. So, I've had some learning experiences at all levels, and so hopefully I can continue to get better and, just prepare myself for the NBA.
I think I heard Coach Weber on Chicago radio said the impact of him leaving and your decision. Can you talk about that a little bit, and do you think if he was back next year that maybe you'd still be here?
I questioned that on and off, just as I questioned the fact if it would be the right decision for me to leave or not. Obviously me and Coach Weber and Jarrett's especially, Coach McClain and I were close. Coach Price and I were close. I was close with all of them, and it was tough to see them leave. There's no doubt about that. So, I was already thinking about leaving and or staying. So, with Coach Weber leaving, I wouldn't say it was a definite I was going to come back or leave. I was going to make the best decision for me and my family and my future. So, I wouldn't say that the coaching change had a big impact on my decision to leave. But, if Coach Weber was here and still our coach, maybe I would have stayed. But, I most definitely made the right decision for me and my family. So, yeah.
A lot of guys say they'll buy their mom a house. You intend your mom to live with you? Is that the thought?
More than likely, at least for the first, year. Maybe after that, I maybe find myself a different place. But as far as getting comfortable with a new city and just having her there for the first tough transition, I know my buddies will come out, my close friends, and the Silers, they'll come out there and comfort me, throughout different times of wherever I'm at. But I think throughout the first year, I'm most definitely going to need her there because it's a tough transition. I'm going into the real world, so.
Anything else for Meyers? Thanks, Coach.